Well, COVID-19 lockdown has certainly brought forward the problem with our migrant workers being locked out and unable to be back before the very crucial calving period on our dairy farms across New Zealand. And the skills shortage has been extremely real, especially for Mid Canterbury share milkers David and Tammy McDonald, who have recently found a great new worker in Nikayla Knight, who has come to them from the Dunedin Koru Lounge. And joining us now is Richard to share the story. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us, Richard. Of course, front page on this week's Farmers Weekly. It's a great story because, as Hosking and those on News Talk ZB said, good luck getting anybody from Air New Zealand to go and milk cows, but you've proved that wrong.
Yeah, hey, we certainly have. It's gone well. Yeah,
Tell us about your property, 880 cows, and whereabouts you are in the operation, particularly staff in a normal year.
Yeah, hey, we're 4 full-time staff, and we've got predominantly relied on migrant workers, and certainly we still appreciate their in our existing team. We've got Andre, Ranger, and Isabel that have been with us from range from 6 to 3 and 2 years, and we certainly appreciate their involvement with us and their skill set, and that does allow us with that skill set that we can be able to take on someone new to the industry. And that's where Nikayla filling that final role for us for calving, and her CV popped up through FarmSource, and it's certainly rolled from there. But
what's it like, Richard, in terms of taking, sort of going out to the job market at the moment? Are you getting flooded with CVs, or is it quite hard to find people at the moment?
We were, I wouldn't say we're flooded, but there was certainly a full range of people looking. Certainly there was more of a Kiwi influence this time round. A couple of years ago, not at all. That was quite pronounced. But yeah, we've certainly there was a range of people there. And there was people within the dairy industry moving sideways, but coming back to Nikayla, she presented herself really well, and it was some great things with her CV and in covering letters specifically that relating to COVID, the loss of job and her desire to try new things and get her hands dirty, essentially. That stood out in her covering letter, and that was the first tick of the box. And that was certainly got the interest up, and followed through up on that. And we always do reference checks, and her various reference checks was glowing. And she's obviously only young and been completely green. I guess from our background too was just thinking that we would like to give someone an opportunity to certainly a Kiwi because of all the circumstances, and she presented herself, and we went from there. Yeah.
So she was pouring lattes in the Koru Lounge in Dunedin and is now working on a Mid Canterbury dairy farm that your share milk is on. What sort of challenges has she had to overcome, and sort of that attitude you said she presented in her CV coming through to be able to support that sort of enthusiasm and not lose them out the other end?
Yeah, well, hey, it's I guess being completely green, it is all about the attitude and that enthusiasm, and the rest is going to be taught and trained. And I guess we're trying to be that good employer. Dairy NZ has got a wealth of knowledge and resources there that we utilise, and we are trying to look after it, because there is that wee bit of burnout in the dairy industry that we're trying to avoid, and we're really conscious of that. Certainly, she'll predominantly be on a 5 and 2 roster. She's got home by 5 o'clock as well. we're just really conscious of ours, and we're flexible, and we're allowing it to just take the time. And I find I'm trying to be as patient as possible as well. That's probably the biggest key is taking the time, and it's completely new. So there's a lot of why questions, and we give her time to answer those. It's busy, but that's the beauty of my experienced team, that we can certainly allow that time. And certainly throwing them a deep end.
There certainly hasn't been a new problem, the shortage of attracting Kiwi dairy workers. Campaigns like Go Dairy, as well as, of course, Federated Farmers, awesome initiative with the Get Start packs that they're doing. How much more do you think that we can be doing to promote, as you said, being a better boss, and those flexible working hours, and keeping that in alliance with, of course, obviously running a profitable business?
Hey, good question. There's some great social media people out there that are really promoting things, and I think that is getting that those good stories out there. I guess this is well out of my comfort zone, but it was put myself forward just to get these stories out. Social media does have its detractions, but it is certainly a way forward. And put me on the spot for a little bit.
Do you think that the dairy industry is starting to change in regards to employer behaviour, and we're starting to see that type of attitude shift amongst everyone from share milkers, contract milkers and managers down?
Yeah, absolutely. I certainly believe that. There's just with the age of share milkers and the uptake of these resources that are out there, we're certainly improving that front. And it's just there's some great in Canterbury where we're based. There's new operations, housing wise, rosters. We're very flexible. There's some great opportunities, and that's the biggest thing. Whether it's just across the entire agricultural scene, there's some really great opportunities out there, and this opportunity now, it's giving us a good opportunity for these people. Yeah.
And Nikayla, is she starting to get into the swing of things now and seeing the potential long-term opportunity to stay in the dairy industry?
She certainly is. We've got some systems in place, and she's developing along those nicely. And it's a learning game, of course. We're moving along nicely, but we've certainly, with the reviews, and we have a weekly catch up, a daily catch up, because Nikayla certainly works alongside me. She buddies up with me, and we bouncing ideas back and forth, but and that knowledge. But we'll certainly move forward on that.
Good on you. Thank you so much for sharing your story. Richard McDonald, share milking with Tamney, his wife, in Mid Canterbury, and taking on board some redeploying is the word, from Air New Zealand's Koru lounge in Dunedin, Nikayla Knight, who lost her job and is now gone dairying. Front page of this week's Farmers Weekly.
This is Sarah's Country.